Hi, so I just finished my photo shoot, obviously, for the finale of this cosplay, but I want to say, first off, that I didn't film everything, but this is sort of the second part of my creation of a Senator Prince Royalty Anakin cosplay that I'm working on for like 6 months, and this took a lot of time, but it's here. I've officially have the second part up, and I filmed as much as I possibly could. I had to obviously, there was a point in time where I had to break, where I had to do stuff for like circus school. I had to make my thesis costume. Obviously, you've seen all that stuff, and I'm working on the documentary right now. It's just taking a lot of time. That's fine. I finished the cosplay today, and I'm going to upload the video. You're seeing it right now. Hi. My computer is losing its crap. And yeah, this is the second half of the Anakin costume, and a lot of it is just a lot of small details and fine stuff. This is where it sort of like really comes together. So this is our tunic. First thing you'll notice is that it's missing trim here. That is because I ran out last time. I went and I got more, and once I have time, I'm gonna fell that trim up to here, so ignore this. First off, this is a close-up of the fabric. The fabric is from Mood. It was kind of expensive, but I'm pleased with it. I'm very happy that I got this. Explanation is just I really wanted texture. There's also a lot of brown cotton, so this was flatlined with cotton, as I think most garments are. Most of my garments are usually flatlined with a cotton interlining. And then there's a brown lining that is hand-stitched in, if you couldn't tell by my poor lining abilities. This is why I flatline and not normal line, but this is a cosplay for a competition, so I need to line like a normal person because I am that person. Let me get up here. This is piping. It sort of lines up. It does, if you look at it properly. The design itself was a little intricate, but it was really fun to make. And here are the sleeves. This is all just whip stitched on. This is sort of brocade that I got at Mood. This is leftover brocade from the other, I think the blue robe, the blue and gold. Bias tape up here, stitched on. I need to finish the collar seam. The collar seam isn't done yet. I want to ignore it. There's an invisible zipper, obviously. Same thing on this side. We whip stitched. It really, I mean, it's a very tight tunic, but it looks good with the outer robe on it. Alone, it does not look great. It kind of like falls over my butt really weirdly, so it's just like, yeah, but it looks decent for something. So yeah, we'll take it. With everything else, it looks a lot better than on its own. The other thing that you'll notice that there are a bunch of stragglers here. This fabric phrase, it was horrid, but that's fine. We're fine. Cool. just now getting back to working on Anakin. So we tried making a pair of pants. These pants ended up looking like the world's worst thing ever, and I want to throw them in a fire. So we are nerfing these. I have cut out new pants in a suede, and we are not being fancy, and we are just being boring. Because I can't make pants. So, update. We now have a pair of brown faux suede pants as the pants, and I mean, honestly, the boots go up to my knees, so you'll only be seeing that much. They're not going to be fancy. But I have nerfed the other ones because I can't make decisions. Also, already cut out all the panels. So you'll just have to sort of be like, oh, okay, normal pants pattern. They're not fancy. Oh, fuck. I'm currently going absolutely mad. Pro tip, if you're thinking of cosplaying anything at a convention, which, you know, hopefully soon, make pockets that are huge. Like, legitimately just, like, yeah, big pockets. Like, don't forget pockets. This is my reminder to you if you're making cosplays for conventions this year. Don't forget your pockets. You will thank me later. I just finished up mine for Anakin. I think one of the great things about this faux suede is that it doesn't fray, which means I can be lazy as fuck and not serge it because, you know, it doesn't fray. That's just extra time. Obviously, if I want to be neat, I'll probably serge the crotch. Come to the boots. The pants are done. I have to get a video of them when I don't feel like I'm falling apart because I just got my second dose of Vax and I've been falling apart all day. But I did do eyelets, and yeah, pants are technically done, but they're very not special. So now we're gonna get into boots. So I thrifted these boots a while ago. They're very tall, and I wanted tall boots, both in the heel and in this part. I'm going to show you sort of how I do my custom boots, because obviously Thranduil had custom boots, Legolas had custom boots, you know, Kylo Ren was a fully custom boot, and they're all done from thrifted boots. So let me quickly show you here. So the first thing I'm going to figure out is how tall I want the boots. I have my design already finished and ready, so yeah, let's see how tall I want them. Alright, our beautiful pink line is traced. Now I'm going to cut it out. And with that, we have our base. This is the base shoe. And you just run a running stitch across the lining layer and the outer layer, just a top here just to keep it in place, and then add bias tape for cleanliness. But yeah, base design shape is here. Hello, quick update on said boots. So we've got the bias edging on the boots. We're witnessing the mess that is crap. So we currently have the bias edging on the boot, so it was just a quick hand stitch, and we've done this is the back part. This is sort of the quilted piece. It's a little uneven, but I'll take it. It was freehand anyway. I really enjoy it. Plus it'll be folded in half. No one can tell. The quilting is halfway for Star Wars, halfway for just general strength. And it works. So this is the back piece. We're adding a little bit of bias tape on the edge to clean up the edge, and then this will be hand sewn into the boot. Boom. So I'm very pleased with these boots because it's like really bland sort of in the front, but then you get to the back and it's like boom, super quilted knee pad, and I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what I want. So yeah, they're very tall. I think that's very much Anakin fashion, is just to be very tall. Also makes me taller, so yeah, I've got some silk knee pads in the back there for some dramatic effect. We're doing some painting and some beading, and then I think we're really good to go. I just have to get these in, which is just going to be done with a running stitch and very strong thread. Yeah, I'll get a good full body once these are in, but we're really speeding along. I'm really pleased. I think the headdress is next. And you might be thinking, why do you look like such a fucking nerd? Well, first off, this is my Anakin wig. Welcome to my Anakin wig. We are doing a headdress now, which means I have to measure with the wig on my face. I currently look like I'm 14. Sorry, I just had the realization of this wig. I literally look like I'm 14. Okay, I'm not 14. I'm an adult. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Why? We're doing the headdress. I'm sorry. Okay. I can't get a good image from the other side because my shadow gets in the way. Okay, so this is a headdress. It's gonna be very elven, but also very Star Wars, and it's gonna be a lot of beading. I think I have like hundreds of beads, thousands of beads. So many beads. Bead braids, beads. So first things I have to do is I actually have to measure around my head so I have a proper crown that actually fits my head, because I remember doing this with Thranduil, and I think I had 3 crowns. None of them fit properly because it always measure around like my hair instead of the wig. So I was like, okay, fine. We're doing it the wig. So I have 4 Thranduil crowns, and only one of them fits me properly. It's because I actually did it right. So I'm using the wig. I'm not making that mistake again. Because no, I only have very little Warbler, and Warbler is expensive. So this will be made out of wire and Warbler, and then lots of beads. By lots of beads, I mean lots of beads. And also I have some sort of beads and gems and things that are going to go into the Warbler, so it'll be a whole process. And then it's going to be gold, because Anakin is very extra. He is very extravagant, very dramatic. He wears a corset in this, so obviously he also must wear very much lots of gems and beads. Responsible for filming things. I'm really bad at it. So we did a whole thing of Warbler last night. This was really just me playing around, figuring out what looks good, what doesn't, and like literally winging it. So we've got this like Warbler shape with like a crown here. This needs to be air dried and hot blown in. Now we are adding hundreds of beads. So first we've got our little crown top here. So this is the start of that. This just goes on the head, sort of like a beaded crown would, and then it'll rest and it'll hold something here, and then we'll add some here. There's gonna be some beads hanging down, and then this is sort of a makeshift thing just while I figure this out. And then you've also got stuff coming off the back, which will go down way further. So right now I'm just literally stringing hundreds of beads onto things, and we'll see where this takes me. And then it all gets attached, you know, Warbler on top. Warbler goes here, there'll be a thing with Warbler here. Warbler is literally your best friend when it comes to anything headdressy. Yeah. I have been beading for the last 2 days. We currently have sort of this thing going on here. It's just a lot of beading. I think we're over at 1,000 beads already, and we're not even done or halfway done. I think it's gonna be over 10K when I'm totally finished. So right now, they're all tied on, just super roughly. And yeah, they're gonna be covered in Warbler to seal off, and in the middle, like sort of the spot, is also gonna get Warbler. But this is all sort of just knots right now. So yeah, we're gonna keep beading. I've been beading for 2 days. I'm gonna be beading for another like probably 2 days. I have to go get new needles because I only have one. So other than that, yeah, watching Clone Wars and doing a lot of beading has been my life the past 2 days. Beads. I have not updated y'all in a long time on where we are, so you'll notice that there is quite a hefty amount of beads. So this is literally sort of the start of the very long, large bead headdress. We have some hanging down at the front, but right now it's literally all just being beaded, and it's all currently tied. And eventually Warbler will be covering all of these little things here. Yeah, that's sort of our update of I think the past 3 days. It's been 3 days. Literally, I have been beading for 3 days. I'll update y'all when there's actually progress. So while I was beading, I had some like super deep, not deep thoughts, but just like, you know, because conventions are coming back and suddenly people are competing again, and like, I mean, things are happening over the summer, and I was just, you know, thinking, you know, how a lot of the time cosplay is crafted, you know, on the floor of something. You know, I usually sit on the living room floor while doing all of my seams, or I sit or I stand, you know, at the ironing board, and I just kind of like casually do things. And it's just so interesting when you go from doing that for a year, right? Like, I don't see my Thranduil cosplay, I don't see any cosplays that I'm like, yeah, that's like professional level. And then, you know, there are comments and people who are like, this is really good, and I'm like, what? Like, you know, because I was crafting the thing at 2 in the morning, usually wearing pajamas, and like watching Star Wars. And I think it's really interesting to see that contrast between people who've experienced and done cosplay and like how they feel about the cosplay versus how, you know, the general public feels about the cosplay, you know, because it's so different, because you saw all the steps and the general public only sees that finished product. Hello, we are now, I think, 4 or 5 days into beading, and we're pretty much finished. I'll turn it around in a second so you can see the back, but like, we got the front, we have the top, we've got like 6,000 beads in here, you know? So now I have to cover up all these little strings and things with Warbler so that they stay, and also so that it doesn't look bad. And yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy with it. It's not supposed to be the most extensive thing, but it's supposed to be pretty extensive. But yeah, I'm really, really, really excited to do this. Progress has been made, 23 hours of work. We're not done yet. We still have to paint. Obviously this is to be painted. And then it's kind of hard to see. There's the back. I'm short, the mirror's tall, but yeah, the back just hangs down super well. So it's really cool, but it looks really nice, and I'm really pleased. Yeah. Okay, so I've got all of the things finished. The Warbler, I've got extra Warbler on it. I've got hot glue on the knots to seal them off, just for extra safety. Now I'm gonna prime this, and when you do priming, I'm gonna prime it with some wood glue. So I just used like this stuff. And when you prime it, you wanna use a brush that you're okay with ruining, which is just this one. Because you're probably not going to be able to use that brush for anything else unless you literally immediately clean it. So yeah, let's get this started here. I'm really stoked on it. Making skills, I'm also very embarrassed in my foam armor making skills. So this is my current Anakin hand. So I think I had to make modifications because the fingers of my hand are much smaller than Hayden Christensen's hand, obviously, because I am a shorter, smaller human being. So I had to make modifications to fit a glove. Eventually, I'm going to make the full hand and like make it movable and make it bigger and taller for regular Anakin, but for now, for this costume, I have a modified version of the glove. It's currently sitting on some paint, but it's covered in Warbler. These are wires, and this is all currently drying. This is foam clay over Warbler. It works. And I think at this point, that's all that matters. I'm not stressed. I'm gonna paint it once it dries, which I've got 2 days before that is dry. So for now, I'm gonna work on some pauldrons. I'm gonna update y'all real quick. Okay, so I'm gonna update y'all real quick on where I'm at in this lovely build. That's my hand. So the pauldrons themselves felt really, really, really bad. Like they felt unfinished and unclean, and I was like, what do they need? And I was like, more beads. So I am currently beating the crap out of this felt, hoping that maybe I'll make something that looks like I want it to look. I don't know, we'll see, hopefully. So that's where I'm at right now, you know. I'm waiting for the hand to dry. I showed you the hand, I think, yesterday. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Hello friends, so it's a week. We have finished Pauldron 1. Now we are doing Pauldron 2. Pauldron 2 is going to be slightly different than Pauldron 1, but yeah. So this took, I think, 17 hours in all, and we've got this one. This one actually is going a lot faster than that one. I think mainly because I finally figured out how to sort of embroider and I have the hang of it now. So yeah, so it's slightly different. I think that's really cool. I have more beads. We have to do a couple of appliques, but yeah. Okay, so it's been a week. We finished this one. We finished the other side. The other side is sort of an alt color of it with bigger balls. And I'm attaching to the pauldrons. It doesn't look great until you turn it to the side, which is fine. Yeah, they're slightly different. They're not meant to look exactly the same. They're meant to be like reminiscent of each other, but like, yeah. So we have to figure out how to sort of go around this as well because it doesn't look quite finished yet. We'll see. We'll see what's happening. And then after that, I paint these. And then I have to figure out a way to make this look nice. I've got some beading appliques on different sections of the cosplay, and then we're done, I think. That's crazy. Okay. Hi, it's been a while since I've actually updated y'all. So, I graduated school and I'm currently working on my little documentary thing so I can process that. But I made an entirely new applique. I don't know if I started this or not on the thing, but this is a little like embroidery thing from like the Cosplay Fabrics line, and then I just added the beads around it. This is what I'm working on now, and the next thing I'm doing is some like 3D leaf embroidery for the pauldrons so they don't look sad. Hello, okay, so we are currently, I moved back home because I graduated and I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if this is coming out before the documentary or after, but I'm working on that. And I have currently painted designs all throughout the 3-4 yards of strip, and I have to do another one. This is the second to last thing I have to do before I finish this version of the cosplay. I don't know what's gonna happen afterwards, but for now, we're getting really close to the end. We have a little bit of bead applique work to do, and then we have a little bit of painting on boots, and then I have to make tabs for this front because otherwise this looks kind of dumb. So other than that, we are on our way to the end. Okay, I'm gonna update y'all because it's been like a day. I just finished beading the sort of middle beading. We have 2 sides, then we have, I think, 2 tabs, and yeah, time. This is what I spent just the past month on. Okay, progress. We are making tabs now. These are quilted, and I have one done. I'll show you how to do this one. First off, there is, you can tell there is, stuffing. What is it called? There's batting in here right now, and I'll be quilting just a little design on it. It is leftover silk, top stitched. Basically, this was just quite simple. It gets more complicated.